That is beautiful, child. With a crossbow that's got bolts on it. Alright guys, Papa Pepper field trip today. Today we came up to Branson Landing. Why did I come to Branson Landing? Actually gonna buy a crossbow. I've never used a crossbow for hunting before, but I've also never used a bow, so I'm kind of unfamiliar. I mean, I understand the general concept, but I don't really have time to practice bow hunting right now. Where a rifle I'm pretty good at, pistols I'm pretty good at, crossbows kind of like a rifle. So down in Arkansas with a $25 hunting license, you can harvest up to 5 or 6 deer, depending on what zone you're in. And that's a pretty good price, I'll tell you that right now. So on the 22nd of September, the private land antlerless hunt starts up, which means as early as this weekend, I could potentially shoot deer on my own land with some sort of bow, which crossbow would count. So rather than we were planning on actually having one of our rams next week anyway for a meal and harvesting one of them. So if I can get a deer instead, I can keep my ram around for a little longer before we start tapping into the sheep and goats. So I could have just went to Walmart and bought something like that, but I wanted to come up to Bass Pro Shops just because I think I'll have a better selection, and you know, you want something that's going to be good and effective and kind of whatever, and not malfunction, not just maim the animal, not just be more of a hassle or hurt the creature, where I think I'd kind of almost have a greater potential for that if I just went with some sort of Walmart one. I may be wrong. But also, as we were considering, I mean, we've come up to Branson Landing here quite a bit, but in all of our travels around the country and all of our stops at places like Bass Pro Shops and then Cabela's, which Johnny Morris also owns now, I don't think we've ever actually stopped at this Bass Pro Shops. One of our most common ones is the Springfield one, and even when we'd go from Texas to Wisconsin, you know, back and forth there, we'd stop at, you know, Bass Pro Shops on the way, but we've never actually been to this one, so we're going to check it out today, right kids?
Yeah.
So we'll see, and then I'll keep you posted on kind of how the hunt goes. But anything I can do to extend my hunting season, provide more meat for my family, stuff that, you know, you put a lot of time and effort into raising animals, and if you can just get the wild ones, that's going to be even better. So we'll see how it goes. All right. And of course, also while we're here, where do we like to stop, kids?
Bass Pro Shop.
Where do we stop on the way?
Pepper Palace.
The Pepper Palace.
Here's what it is. Keep you fun.
So I did manage to get one, and if you notice right behind me, there's a shooting rink or a shooting range, but I don't think they take crossbows, so we'll have to go try it out back on the homestead. So this is a little fun. I almost feel like one of those prank YouTuber guys because I'm walking around with a crossbow that's got bolts on it. I mean, it's not loaded, and then some camera gear too that I'm hanging onto in my hand down on Branson Landing, you know, where people are strolling around buying their expensive stuff. Now I didn't get a case because I figured I can get a cheaper one offline than I could at the store, so we came down by the riverfront just to well, maybe it makes us look more suspicious, I'm not sure, but kind of one of those cool feelings, you know, because you're walking around really with something that could potentially be used to kill people, and unfortunately, you know, it is what it is. It's what you got to do, I guess, if you buy one at the store and got to head back to your vehicle. So I don't know. So I was just telling the kids this is the place to look for a northern water snake, and they found one. If you look right down on those two big rocks, there's a northern water snake right there at the edge of this one, center screen right now. So good eyes, Red Pepper. I was just telling the kids it's the type of place to look for a northern water snake sunning itself. We noticed that this pool here is full of minnows. That's the little ripples you guys see. There's a baby northern water snake right in the middle of it. So pretty cool. Good eyes, child. We'll see what else we can find. So here they go again, and all they want to do is jump in and catch this thing. Look at that there. That's a beautiful one. And why were we looking in the water? What were we trying to see?
Northern water snake.
Northern water snake. What do we find? Man, it's beautiful. Good eye, kids. That's a beautiful snake. Good job, kids. So that was a little fun, guys, and all these kids wanted to do was to get down there and try to grab that snake, and they do that stuff all the time with non-venomous snakes. It's okay, but some folks walked by and they saw what we were looking at. What did the guy say?
He said, "Oh, that's a copperhead," and I said, "Nuh-uh." And he said, "What kind is it?" And I said it was a northern water snake.
So it's interesting too, he called it a copperhead, just because normally anytime people see a snake by water, they say water moccasin, which would be water moccasin or cottonmouth. But it did have, you know, a brownish head, but they look very different, don't they, child? Mm-hmm. Yeah, they do. So that's part of the reason why we at least teach our kids things, that they can identify something on sight and they don't have to walk around. I mean, this guy was like a grandpa by this point, but he was on this subject, you know, he was ignorant. He didn't know what he was talking about, and you know, at least he asked, and one of my young children could tell him, right? That head in the center of the screen is a northern water snake there, and there's a really nice looking bass right there. I mean, he's probably 14-15 inches. but still pretty good. And what do you kids want to do? What?
I want to go catch the snake.
You know what, kids? Right here is not the best spot. I mean, I see that the snake's there. It's not going anywhere. But this is not the best spot to catch a snake. We'll have to get up there where we can get down to the water. Let's go see if we can catch one quick. See if we can. Oh, check out that monarch or that viceroy. I'll walk along and see if you can find anything here. Very slippery rocks. Probably gonna wind up falling in. Oh, butterfly. Got nothing so far, child. What do you got? Do some rock flipping. We'll go back. Oh, there it is. There's your northern water snake. Yep, go. Set it down. You see its head? Child, get your squirt light. Go. It's going to be gone. Get on it.
Got it.
You sure?
Got it.
Oh, child. Oh, you're funny. All right, let's head back. Get somebody else to try. I got it. Watch your step now, because you're not only going to hurt yourself if you fall, but you'll hurt the snake. Yeah, kid, she got one. What'd you get there, Red Pepper?
I got another water snake. Careful.
Is it bitey right now?
Not really.
No, he knows you're not going to harm it, so he's being cool. Sweet Pepper, be gentle with it. Hey, don't get kissed, snakes. You don't know where that snake's been. Well, that is beautiful, child.
Can I let it go?
You can let it go. But we still gotta get home and make sure my crossbow works in time for me to try to get some meat for you kids. Oh, hold on, child. Let me peek from up here. Alright, let's see what happens. Look at that. Happy to be back. And right under a rock. So, Papa Pepper back on the homestead. Figured out a crossbow. Got this guy here. It was a little fun walking around down on Branson Landing with the crossbow. You know, it's not what you'd really think about doing, but apparently if you buy one at Bass Pro Shop and park in the far parking lot, it's what's gonna happen. So, also if you notice when we go to town, we kind of act like we're still in the country. There's a reason we moved out in the middle of nowhere, and you know, you should have saw my girls even just whimpering. They're like, "Oh, Dad, can I please just jump in and get the snake?" We were watching off the, you know, the walkway there. So eventually we did slide down in there, and Red Pepper was able to get one. So just more fun. We'll see if I can't get this guy sighted in, get it ready, and in a couple days I'm gonna try my first crossbow deer hunting right here on our land. Right over there, we just saw this one big doe the other day, and then right over there is where it normally hangs out on a daily basis. Before we put the dog right here, it was nibbling down some of my fruit trees, making its way into the garden. Now it seems to stay out of that area, but it's around here all the time. Eventually we're gonna fence in the whole perimeter. It's not gonna be here. The dog's gonna be running free. So rather than scaring it out of the area, we're just gonna harvest her. I haven't seen her with a fawn, so I'm not sure if she had one this year or if it's grown, but you know, we're not going to be killing Bambi's mom or anything. We're just harvesting a wild deer, hopefully. We'll see how it works. All right, see you guys next time. Papa out. As always, I'm Papa Pepper, and I'd like to remind you, don't post for free. If you'd like to be part of a revolution in social media, an economic power to the people where users can actually blog for cryptocurrency, then I'd recommend that you check out steemit.com and join the revolution. Papa out.